Hello and welcome. Happy New Year. This is the first video for this year from me. And I'm making a monkey here. And apparently in my head I call this a yellow monkey. Apparently there's a term, there are monkeys who are not called yellow monkeys, but they're called golden monkeys. And so this is a golden monkey, even though it may not look like a golden monkey. Anyway, I will stop with the nonsense. This is just a time lapse of the monkey. I am learning Blender and I decided to document this and show you how I made this monkey. So if you're interested, you click on this link if you are. So yeah, this is the process that I used. First, I made a sketch, and I don't know. I haven't really decided how to make the sketches for the characters. Either in this side or on that side. But definitely the profile one is not very accurate, but I did use that. So once you make your sketch, you just import that into Blender if you want to follow or try to follow the shape of your character. I have seen other people do this, so I'm like, oh yeah, I will import this and I'll try to follow the lines. But as you notice, I'm kind of using mainly sculpting stuff, I think. The modeling. If you're good with modeling and you want to try to be good at sculpting, well, guess what? Just try to do stuff in the sculpting more in the sculpting mode more often rather than using the basic tools for the modeling. Which is nothing wrong with that. You see that I use that as well. Yet the monkey doesn't look like the monkey from the sketch, but I am getting there. It's a monkey, okay? It has a tail, it has the ears of a monkey, and all of that stuff. Now, as you notice, I am trying my best to, not use as many polygons as I should. I don't know, because I'm new to this, and I try not to remesh my mesh, and I think that's a problem for me. That's a mistake that I keep doing. I keep a count of my how many times I remesh my mesh, and even at the end I should have remesh my mesh. How many times I'm gonna say that? I don't know. But I don't know what's the goal here, because there's different ways that people do this. They and when they sculpt, especially, as you notice that right now I keep remeshing, and if you notice on the mouth area, it's not looking that nice, and I should have remeshed that as well to make it smooth and more detailed, but I didn't, because I was keeping a count for the polygons, or the points in this case. So yeah, I think that wasn't a good idea of me to, being worried about how many polygons I have. But apparently that depends, right? If you have a slower machine, you may crash your machine. So yeah, I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. So we try to work with as much as little polygons as possible, and this is the result I got. If you're new to Blender and you know how to move around Blender, I keep saying that. First thing first, if you're trying to learn Blender, I can't say Blender. What the hell? If you're trying to learn Blender for the first time, the first tutorial that you're gonna look up is to how to navigate inside Blender. Any Blender, obviously, you probably gonna have the newest version of Blender. Get that one and try to look up tutorials on how to move around Blender. I think it's very important, because a lot of tutorials, because this is more like time lapse. A lot of tutorials that I watch, people just assume that you know how to, that you know the shortcuts and you know how to move around Blender, and most of the times, you as a beginner, well, you don't, and that's fine. But it becomes a bit or less, actually a lot of frustration there to follow any tutorial when you don't know how to move around it or what tool does what. Obviously, you can't know every single tool and every single command. That's fine. You just try to learn the basics and you're gonna be fine in falling 8. Now, I did cut some parts of the monkey with the help of the modeling tools. So, especially for the legs, even the arms as well. It kind of helped me to shape the shape, I guess, to get the rough shape of the leg. And once I got that, I combined those, I merged, if you will, with Control and G, the upper leg and the lower leg, placing the foot into one, and I subdivided that, I remeshed that with higher definition, and try to use the sculpting brushes in sculpting mode, which also led me to remesh the mesh again a couple of, I think twice, which again at that point I was like, oh, I don't want to I don't want to crash my computer, but I don't want to put many polygons, and I think that's one of my main problems recently, to keep account, which is I shouldn't, because people work with millions and millions of polygons and they're fine. So if you're just starting out, don't keep a track on your polygons that much. You're not gonna crash your program. But if you do, then the next time you know that, oh, okay, after this number my computer just doesn't want to work. So making mistakes and learn from them, I think that's the best way to go. Well, I mean, there's no other way. um but yeah, I try to get the rough shape, the blocking shape of the feet, and same thing when to do the arms. I did add some fur to the feet, and also I added some fur to the arms. Now, once I was done with one of the legs, I decided to use a modifier for that to mirror that leg on the other side, and pretty straightforward if you ask me. Now, at some point, I decided to go to render mode to see how the light hits the model, where I can work on. I think that's a good checking point. It's like if you're coming from 2D drawing, you have to flip your drawing once in a while. You have to look at your drawing in a different angle to see if you're doing something right or if you're doing something wrong, obviously. And I think that the same thing goes to your sculpting or modeling, which it's not the same, but you get the idea. You need to look at your model from every direction. Well, not every direction, but it's good to go to the rendering mode, the final render, to see what you got so far, right? So from there you can see your mistakes and you can refine them and make them better, and obviously fix them as much as you can. And that's why I kind of try to do that. Now we are on the arm. I did enjoy making the arm. I thought the arm was so much easier to do rather than the leg. But I still, again, I'm kind of new to this, so I wasn't sure how the masks inside the sculpture work. So maybe I'm wrong, but maybe you can make one mask in the sculpture, and then you can do that mask in the edit mode. I'm not quite sure if that's possible. So I just went to edit mode and grab the upper part of the arm and try to make a copy of that part, a selection of that part, and then copy that selection. So that part of the arm to act as a fur. Even though in my sketch, I mean, do I show that there's fur? Maybe a little bit, but I mean, obviously on the head part we see some sort of fur, so I decided to add that fur also to the lips of the monkey. Once we're done with the arms and the legs, which are in a weird position, I think he's making plans to get more bananas, that kind of position, I don't know. But I think once we go to the tail, I decided to use the curves for that, because I thought that would be easier to make a smooth line, or curvy line in this case. And then if you don't know how to use the curve tool, it's not that complicated, but I kind of messed it up. Especially at the end where the tail was supposed to end in a closed round shape. Now it looks like it's been cut off, and I didn't know how to make it round at the end and at the top of the tail. I guess that's the top of the